Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here to talk about what I might just consider the messiest mess of 2023. This involves a couple that I actually followed over on TikTok. Their names are Raeshanda and Lashondra. It's very, some people get their names confused, but she goes by Ray and her wife is Lashondra. So we're going to talk about this. It is so messy, and for me to say I did not see this coming, I did not see this coming. So allow this to also be a conversation about never believe anything that you see on social media as far as people saying, oh, relationship goals, you guys always look so happy, everything is flourishing for you guys, and you're just growing and glowing and all of that. It can all be a facade for social media, but we're going to talk all about it. I'm going to give you guys a timeline as well as my opinions throughout. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, now here's the thing. I have to put the obvious disclaimer that no, I typically do not give commentary on people breaking up, people getting a divorce, or anything like that. But this has kind of a different conversation. And the reason that I'm interested in it is because it goes along with this idea of influencer culture. And it also has a lot to do with, you know, public content, public opinion, court of public opinion, and it also has a little bit of, kind of unleashing followers. So I think that it has a lot of different kinds of conversations that might be had around this. But either way, let's just start at the top. So Ray and her soon to be ex wife live in Louisville, Kentucky. And essentially, Ray is a veteran. She used to be homeless, and she, basically like rebuilt her entire life. And she shares her life on TikTok. She has 2.1 million followers as of my filming this video, and her soon-to-be ex-wife is actually a like a minister, like a pastor. And y'all already know, I don't know the kind of chain of command at churches, but she is a minister from what I understand. Now, even though I have followed them on TikTok for a while because their couples videos were always, pretty funny to me. They would do things like, really normal stuff like going to the grocery store, but their just personalities together would make for a funny, quick video. And so I, followed along or whatever. I was not an I was not a religious watcher of their content, so I'm not a complete historian, but I did watch a fair amount of their couples' content when they would be on each other's pages. And Lashondra's following is not as big as Ray's, so her followers, let me look. Lashondra has 487,000 followers as of my filming this video. So her channel is not as big, but the only thing that I never really got into is she reads a lot of Bible verses on her page. I don't want to hear people read Bible verses. That's just not really the content that I'm here for. But she does a lot of reading Bible verses and sharing her what she calls property manager chronicles, because like I talked about Ray, being basically a full-time influencer and a business owner as well as a veteran. Lashondra, on the other end, is involved in social media, but she is a minister as well as a property owner or a property manager. So I want to go to her TikTok. She put this video out announcing that they were getting a divorce, and I don't think that anybody saw this coming. If somebody says that they saw this coming, then maybe they have some crazy intuition, because I just didn't see it. Usually you can tell when there's like tension, or people are kind of putting it on for the camera. I don't know, like most of us as watchers of these public figures can usually tell if something was going on. But they were just together at the Beyonce concert that Ray was invited to personally. So a lot of really good opportunities that they would, get invited to. And the Beyonce concert was one of the more recent ones that they were at. And it looked like everything was all good to go, nothing weird or anything like that. But she put out this video announcing the divorce, and everybody was absolutely stunned. She said something along the lines of, you know, announce the divorce and focusing on herself. It was pretty cut and dry. There was not like tea or drama that she shared in the video.
Hey y'all, so this video is going to be a little different. I have debated on how to say this, when to say it, do I need to say it? But I just have to. With the holidays coming up and you all are already inboxing and commenting, things are going to look a little different around here. Me and Lashondra are no longer together. I filed for divorce last week. Um, I'm not going to explain now. I will talk about it when I feel like talking about it. I will leave the comments on as long as they are respectful. Um, our children are going through a lot right now. So I just wanted to get on here to let you all know what is going on. The past 30 days has been absolutely wild. Life definitely has been lifing. But I wanted you all to know that I love y'all and thank y'all for the support. This already was not a couples page, but I know that you are used to seeing her and us for the past 2 years, and we've been together 6. So I do not say this lightly. I have thought about it, what I'm going to say, how I'm going to say it, and I just got to say it. So I love you all. Have a great weekend. Bye.
So last night she decides to go on TikTok live and really just put it all out there for everybody to, you know, come up with their opinions and so on and so forth. She gives a lot of information in this TikTok, and what I want to say in the beginning is, me as a drama commentary channel, I operate off of receipts, proof, evidence, all of the above, because anybody can say anything. However, with this situation, there are so many heavy claims that are placed on her soon to be ex wife. I have a very hard time believing that she would say this publicly if it could not be proven, because this is not an idiot. She is not stupid. She is not dumb. And I think because we're dealing with somebody who is intelligent, I highly doubt that she would say all of this if it could not be proven. So, again, I will go through it with you guys with a little bit of a grain of salt, just because, yes, she's saying a lot of things that, you know, it's her experience. But at this point, if you're on social media and you're willing to put all of this out there and lie about it, you have to just be dumber than a, you know, box of rocks. And I don't think that that is who Ray is. I think she's a very intelligent person. And my second disclaimer is, do I think that this should be playing out on social media, considering that there are basically adult kids involved in this very public feud that is unfolding? I don't believe so. I always say, if you don't want public opinion, then keep your family matters private. I do worry about this unfolding because Lashondra has a child who is in high school. And because he is, you know, still in high school and this is playing out publicly, I do worry about his safety, because there are so many people that are so upset with Lashondra right now. I really hope that it does not, I really hope that it doesn't backfire and end up hurting him or making his time at school worse than it, you know, needs to be, because school is already hard enough. I talk about that constantly with like family vloggers, like kids going to school nowadays. It's like your, you know, your life isn't even guaranteed. You go to school, you don't even know if you're coming home. You don't know how much these kids are dealing with at school. So I don't like that part of it, but I also understand the immense amount of frustration that she is obviously dealing with, because based on everything that she has shared, is Lashondra is a fake, Bible thumping minister who is extremely crooked in many ways. So before I babble for too long and everyone gets upset, let's listen to what she has to say.
I'm backing out of the driveway, me and Jayla. Jayla says, Mama, what's that on the front door? I said, I don't know. We get out, go get it off the door. It's a fucking eviction notice.
She's starting out talking about an eviction notice that was posted on their front door on August 30th. She was leaving the house with her daughter, who is 20, almost 21, I believe. And her daughter is in college. She was at the house. They were going, to leave to go somewhere. And she noticed a piece of paper on their front door. The daughter runs out to, go retrieve it. They realize that it is actually an eviction notice. Now, with the eviction process, I do have a few questions and a couple red flags that I will mention as she shares more, but we're starting at August 30th. They get the eviction notice on their door. And these are two influencers who are, to the public, appearing as if everything is amazing. You have a beautiful house, you have a great marriage, you're going to Beyonce, you're stylish, you look amazing, you guys are in love. So to hear that all of this was going on behind the scenes is why I say this is another reminder of why you can't believe anything that you see on social media. Not now, not ever. And things like this confirm it. Every single time it hits the fan, I'm reminded, okay, this is why we can't believe anything we see on social media.
Y'all, this is what I go through every time we travel.
Y'all, I swear I married an old... What are you doing?
Put my stuff up here.
Experiment, Lashondra?
Yeah. You ain't never seen me with no spicy breath, have you? 6 years. Have I ever had spicy breath?
No, Lashondra.
All right.
It was Spearmint that did it?
Spearmint.
Babe,
Huh.
why did you just unpack your whole luggage in this room?
So I gotta be able to find my stuff like I'm at the house.
Lashondra,
Why-
you don't live here. You took everything out of that, but when we get home, it's gonna take you 3 weeks to unpack.
That's my business. You don't know my story. You don't know it. So why would you try to tell it?
But
Why would you even put it out there like that?
Lashondra,
Just because it takes me 3 weeks when I get home, that's my business. That's my story.
babe, why?
Why what?
Where are you going?
We going to the event.
How many pair of shoes did you bring?
That's my business. Last time I checked, I'm 46.
Lashondra,
Excuse me.
Excuse yourself.
God dog it.
Did you put these t-shirts? You cannot hang up everything in here. You don't live here.
I gotta be able to get what I need to get to when I'm trying to get to it, anime.
You do not have to lay your clothes out. We just got...
Chicken black cat cow.
I want to leave.
Yeah.
You do not have to open every door.
I gotta know what's in here. Like this refrigerator. Is it on?
Lashondra,
What? I'm trying to. It ain't. See, it's off. See, had I not even checked, I would not even had known. Now to put a soda pop in there or some water, it'd have been like, I'd have been like, well, dang, they didn't put us in a room where the refrigerator don't even work. That's why you're supposed to go through the room when you get here.
Lashondra, please.
Black cow.
Oh my God.
Chicken black cow.
You do not have to lay your clothes.
Chicken black cow.
August 30th. No, not. No, not. No, I'm not lying. I call Lashondra and I say, what the fuck is this on the door? She said, I don't know. It must be a mistake. No, we didn't buy this house. This house is rented. Okay? The house is rented by a black couple and they follow us on social media. So how fucking embarrassing. How embarrassing. Okay?
There have been a lot of people in miscellaneous comment sections saying that there is a video from when they moved into this house. They did say that they were buying it. Now, I haven't seen that video for myself, but I want to put it out there in case any of y'all are curious or you're in this rabbit hole of this situation. Maybe you guys can confirm in the comments down below. When they moved in, did they say that they were buying it? Is that why so many people are saying that? Or is that just an additional rumor that's kind of been like thrown in this disaster that we're watching unfold, sound off down below. I also want to say really quick, I think it's very interesting with social media how it's like this to a certain degree, it's almost like this idea of keeping up with the Joneses, and there's this kind of it's almost like people feel shame for being renters. You might look better to the public or to your friends or to your family if you're homeowners instead of renting. And I just think that's ridiculous. As long as you have a home that is safe and it's shelter for you and your family and you're happy there, to me, I don't care if you're a homeowner, if you're a renter, if you're, on a month-to-month lease. I don't care. As long as you're safe and happy where you are, I don't think that it makes any difference whatsoever.
She says, I don't know. It must be a mistake. Listen, same day, we're leaving. I got two gigs. I got 2 gigs in Atlanta that I got to go to. Labor Day weekend, right? My stomach is killing me because I can't leave for Atlanta with this fucking eviction notice on the door. We get to Atlanta. I do both of my gigs. Okay. I come back from Atlanta September 5th. I say, have you talked to the people? What is this eviction notice about? She says, I haven't heard from them. Okay. September 5th. September 6th.
I would have called them my damn self. And I realize that, now that this is playing out publicly, everybody says, oh, well, I would have done that. I would have done that. So if I were to throw my opinion out there on what I would have done, if there's an eviction notice on my door, I'm calling myself. I'm not going to rely on my partner to call when I'm doing other stuff. Like, yeah, if I'm booked and busy, I get that, but I'm going to carve out 5 or 10 minutes to make sure that I know what my housing situation is and to have an open line of communication with the person who is actively trying to remove me from my actual residence. That to me is not something that I would just put in the hands of my partner. I don't care if I trust them with my life. I'm going to go ahead and call myself to see what is going on here. What is this all about? And are we going to lose our house? What's going on?
I get up and get dressed and go to the rental office. I go to Remax office. Okay. I had to sit across from this man while he prints off all this stuff and tells me what's been going on for the past 11 months. Okay. Because we ain't been in the house a year. Okay. So I sent Lashondra the funds on August 15th. I pay my boutique rent on the 1st. I pay my house rent on the 15th plus late fees. Okay.
Her boutique is the business that she owns. In case you guys, don't follow her, she, like I said, she is a business owner, and she has a boutique where she sells clothing, and I think she does shoes and maybe some small accessories as well. But the boutique is her small business.
I sent Lashondra my money August 15th. Okay. Not only did she not go online and make the payment, she waited until August 21st to take them a check. August 24th, the check bounced. This is the 3rd NSF charge. Okay. 3rd NSF. So the people file eviction, right? Because they sick of asking for their money. So this is me, September 6th, sitting across from this man in the rental office telling me this.
If she's on the lease as well, they should have been contacting both of them long before the eviction process started. And I just want to say, of course, I don't know Kentucky and the way that Kentucky leases work, but usually if there are 2 adults residing in a home under a lease, both of those adults need to be listed on that lease. Bare minimum, you know, I could see, okay, well, maybe one's listed as a resident, but usually if the person is of legal age, they need to be listed on that lease, because you're then co-tenants. You and whomever the other adult that's living with you is, even if they are not responsible for, you know, they're going to give you just a little bit of money and you're helping them out or something like that. Like, based on my understanding, if that is an adult over the age of 18 and they are living in that house, they need to be listed on the lease, and they need to have a background check and, you know, criminal history and all of that kind of normal stuff that you go through when you sign a lease. So I guess my question is, assuming that both of them were listed on the lease, why, like, nobody called her? If she's a co-tenant, then I feel like she should have and would have been notified long before an eviction notice is put on their door. But let's keep going.
I'm in tears. Why? Because y'all already know my story. I've already been homeless. How am I homeless with money in the bank? So I asked the man, I say, what do you need me to do right now, sir? He said, I need you to pay September rent. I go to the bank. I get $2,700 out the bank. Okay, $2,700 that I just earned in Atlanta. Okay, I take it to them. I take it to the rental office. He says, I'm not sure if they're going to let you stay. Okay, listen, this is September 6th.
If they take the money, they have to stop the eviction process. That's by law in pretty much every single state. If they take your money, then they have to agree to stop the eviction notice, because then they have been paid and you are current on your debt that you owed them. So it's kind of like an even exchange. Like, okay, I'm going to catch up on what I owe you, and y'all are going to stop the eviction process right now. That's pretty, you know, I don't know. I just have a lot of questions about this, and I'm very, very confused. And there's so much info that she shares just in this live, where, you know, some of it, I don't know. Like, I'm not a property manager. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a real estate agent. So I don't know everything. But as far as some of this stuff, it is kind of like there are certain things that you can usually count on being about the same in most states.
Okay, that I had to pay $2,000 rent and 2 court costs, because this was not the first time that they had filed eviction on us. This was not the first time. This is the first time I caught it, but this wasn't the first time. April or May, there was another NSF, right? So I say to him, I say, sir, could you please include me? Please include me, since I've been.
Yeah, but if they filed eviction earlier, then, and she didn't catch it, then did Lashondra catch it up and she just still somehow didn't find out about it? That part to me is a little confusing, but let's keep going.
Left out, because as you all know, Lashondra's a property manager, right? So the last 3 houses we've been in, she has found those houses. I let her pay. I send her my half. She's supposed to pay the bills. Okay? Listen to me. The man texts me.
Okay, I understand that, you know, paying half. Like, I've done that most of my adult life. Pay half and I take care of the rent or whatever, and utilities. So I understand that part of it. However, even if she found the house and she was the one doing most of the communicating and all of that because she's a property manager, that part I understand. But why wasn't she listed on that lease as a co-tenant? So based on what I'm understanding, it's sounding like maybe she wasn't on the lease. Like, they're on social media, they follow she goes on to say, like, the homeowners follow them on social media, so they know that two people are living in the house, but this one person, were they not even listed on the lease? And it, like, why were so many things allowed to fall apart, and it wasn't even mentioned to literally 50% of the tenant that, you know, made up the entire house? I'm very confused, but let's keep going.
At 9:30 p.m. on Wednesday, September 6th, and said, unfortunately, the $2,700 that you just gave us, the owners still want to move forward with eviction. Unless you all are out the house by September 30th, it's going on your credit report. Okay?
Okay, then they should have returned all of that money that she gave in the office. It should have come back to her, because if they're still going to move forward with it, even though she paid it, so they really don't have any grounds to move forward with the eviction, but they're still moving forward with the eviction process, and they're not giving her the money that she handed to them in the office. This to me sounds like maybe you should be moving forward with a lawsuit against the homeowners, because that's the deal. If you have an eviction notice but you catch up, then that is them saying, okay, well, you're current now, we don't have grounds to stand for an eviction.
Speaking of credit report, on the way to Atlanta, as you all seen in my videos, on the way to Atlanta, she tells me, oh, by the way, I have defaulted on the loan that you co-signed on in 2021. Okay? I said, excuse me, you mean the loan that you gaslit me into signing for? Because I don't co-sign for bitches. I don't co-sign for nobody, my children either. I said, so when the last time you made a payment on the loan, Lashondra? She said May, June. It's fucking September. Okay? Now you're fucking with my credit. Okay? Now you're fucking with my credit. Y'all wanted to know so bad, so that's why we all here. Right? Okay? So, here we go. Me sitting outside my boutique crying at 9:30 at night because this man has told us that we have to move. Okay? And then he says, oh, by the way, the sewer and water bill is more than 90 days past due. That balance will have to be paid also. This is in the group chat that I've never been in before. So I say, OMG. Do you know what Lashondra put in that group chat, y'all? She simply said, what's past due? ? You heard what the fuck he said. Why would you put that in the doggone group? You heard what he said. He said, we got to move out and the water and sewer bill is more than 90 days past due. So I shut down, right? I'm not talking. I ain't talked to her for 2 days. I still ain't talked to her. So Friday, because y'all need to write these dates down. Friday, September 8th, I'm packing to leave for New York Fashion Week because I get paid to do what the fuck I do. Okay, so I'm going. So
I have a little bit of an issue with the amount of control that Lashondra obviously had in this situation. If you are co-signing on a loan for somebody, if you are residing in a house where there is 90 days of a utility bill that is past due, those are not things that should just fly off of the radar. I don't know, you guys, like, you know, nobody needs me to tell them this, but if you're not monitoring your credit report and if you're not keeping an eye on, you know, accounts and like what's up to date, what's late, you know, did I accidentally forget a payment? Like, just to be so completely out of the loop is a little concerning for me. And a lot of people in the comments were saying, well, why did she pay the rent on the house after the rent on the boutique? I don't know what their bill pay schedule is. Maybe that's the way maybe their lease started on the 15th of the month. I'm not sure. But I feel bad that she was so out of the loop and that she trusted this person so much, um, because it does. It sucks and it's sad, and now all of it's playing out on social media.
What the fuck I do? Okay, so I'm going. So I'm packing for New York Fashion Week, and she is talking about, I don't want to go another day with you mad at me and we not talking. I said, Lashondra, my mama gambled away my money and I ended up homeless, okay? Living in Louisville, Kentucky. And I didn't speak to my mama for over a year. You want me to speak to you after 48 hours, less than 48 hours of finding out that we getting evicted? Are you dumb? I'm not talking to you. So she then, when I said, Lashondra, I don't want to talk to you because I'm going to say something that I may regret. Don't you know that Lashondra then leapt her ass over into my face, nose to nose, talking about you going to talk to me in my face. You going to get bucked at me because I'm mad at you. Do you want to die? Okay? Do you want to die? She's like, I'm going to leave before you, I'm going to leave because you're talking out of anger. I said, no, I'm not talking out of anger. I will put my hands on you. Okay? So that was September 8th. That's the last time that I seen Lashondra face to face, because not only have you triggered me by now making me homeless again, now you're jumping in my face like my ex-husband. Now I'm going to have to put you in the ground. Do you understand what I'm saying?
There are quite a few other rumors that are flying around with infidelity, and was Lashondra gambling the money away? Is that where the money was going? There's also this situation with her, this Airbnb thing. I'll insert some other clips, but here's how I feel about this. In part of this live, Ray says that she wishes the very worst for Lashondra and says that she needs her ass beat.
And I don't wish nothing but the worst for her. She needs to go to jail. She needs her ass beat and she needs to go to jail. Now, we have never had shared bank accounts. I never gave her access to my stuff because I got people that trust me with their stuff, and she can't have access to that stuff. For 6 years, she was saying shit like, oh, we need to get a joint account together. We need to get a joint. No, you tell me what you need and I give you money.
And the reason that I'm mentioning that is because this is an individual who has over 2 million followers on TikTok. And I understand, I mean, you guys, like, I understand on a personal level the frustration that can consume us with some stuff. However, when you have a child that is going to high school and you have your soon-to-be ex-wife who is a property manager and everybody knows where y'all live because you shared your life online, and you are unleashing 2.1 or more million people onto this person, things can end very, very ugly. And even with all the hurt and frustration, I would hope that she wouldn't want to see something that is irreversible happen to this individual. Maybe she does. I don't know her on a personal level. It can just get super serious super quick. When you have a platform, there is power that comes with that. And when you're sharing this kind of stuff, and enraging your followers, you never know what somebody might do. So I'm really trying to sit in the middle and understand the hurt and the frustration and the fact that she has made the decision to allow this to play out on social media, and kind of juggle all of my thoughts and come up with a conclusion as to how I feel. I feel a little conflicted because this is one side of the story, and I always say if there are two consenting adults in a situation, it's only fair to hear from both sides and see what both people have to say. You know, there's that old saying, it's his side, her side, and the truth. And sometimes the truth is a little bit of what both people are saying. But there's just all kinds of accusations being thrown around. There's obviously a lot of hurt and pain through all of this. And there's also a lot of shock because me, like a lot of other people, would have never guessed. I would have never seen this coming. I would have never guessed it in a million years. And I think that it's opening up a really good dialogue about, don't look at these social media influencers and think that they have it all put together and everything is, doing great for them. Do not idolize these influencers because things can literally be falling apart at the seams behind closed doors, and we don't find out about it, sometimes ever, or we'll hear about it once things have officially fallen apart and then things are playing out in the court of public opinion. And this is just tragic. It's sad all around. And, Lashondra, instead of responding to this and saying that's not true, she's lying on me, or here's the proof to show that I'm actually not a piece of garbage who's spitting Bible verses all over the place, she's decided to share more Bible verses and talk about the enemy and all of this. So it's just a hot mess.
James 1 verses 2 through 4 say this: Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. It comes a time in our life as Christians, as people of God, that we will face adversity. And I've come to this place in my life where I understand that even in adversity, I need to be grateful, because that is an opportunity for us to grow. That is an opportunity for us to gain perseverance and develop a closer relationship with God. There are parts of us that God is definitely developing, and much of that development comes from pushing through hard times. It's during this time that you just want to thank God for strength that develops, strength that helps us to keep hope in God. So I don't know what you're going through, but even in this time, God is there. Be grateful for the adversity that you may be facing. Be grateful for the challenges. There's something that the old people used to say, that, trials and tribulations come to make us strong. Trials and tribulations come to help us understand and know who God is, because there comes a point in our life where we'll face some things that only God can fix. And sometimes those things are strategic. Sometimes we face things in our lives so God can do just that, prove who he is to us. That's a blessing. Today I received that. I want to share a prayer with you that I wrote down in May of this year. And it's talking about being grateful for adversity. It says, thank you, Lord, for perseverance that develops through our suffering. Thank you that you haven't left our side when times have been unbearable, Lord. You are a comforter, our strength in the moments of trials and tribulation. Your word says that no weapon formed against us shall prosper. Help us to feel your presence during the storms and know that you are near. I pray that you feel God's presence in your storms. I pray that you feel God's hand on you during this time and in this hour. I pray that whatever directions God has given you, that you be obedient to that. And more importantly, I pray that you be grateful for your adversity. Because guess what? On the other side of adversity, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning light. Be blessed. Have a good day.
I never, thought that they would be the messiest mess of 2023, but here we are. So I'll include some other clips for context. If more comes out, I will offer an update on this. I will be interested to kind of see where it goes. I really wish nothing but the best for both of them, but I guess we'll just kind of see how things turn out. But that's going to be it for today. So if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
And her mom calls, trying to figure out what's going on. But the one thing that her mom said to me that shut my whole spirit down, she said to me, Raeshanda, everybody lies. The first time I left Lashondra was December of 2021. I went and stayed in a hotel for a few days because she lied about the dining room table. She told me that her mama gifted us the dining room table. December 2021, I get a knock at my door from Rent-A-Center to repo a fucking table. I could buy 14 fucking tables, but you rented a table and lied about a damn table. Why? Who does that? When I came back, Lashondra, if you lie to me again, I'm leaving. That was 2021. Now, here we are back in 2023. I'm sitting at the airport The rental property that she applied for denied us. Why? Because your fucked up credit, and now you done brought my credit down. Because you just told me that you defaulted on the loan that I co-signed on. Then I called my best friend, right? I said, best friend, this is what is going on. Okay? She says to me, well, friend, let me tell you, do you know that Lashondra borrowed $1,000 from me and my wife? When did she borrow $1,000 from my best friend? She said about a month before y'all got married. She said that y'all needed money for finish paying for your dress and some other stuff. I said, my daddy bought my dress. I was going to say yes to the dress. Okay? You think they're going to let me walk out of Kleinfeld owing them? They didn't know that I didn't know that she borrowed money from my friends. Yes, she told me that they gifted us $1,000. She did not say that she borrowed $1,000 from my friend. It took her a year and a half to pay them back. And they see us out here living our lives and feeling some type of way because my wife owes them money and I don't know it. The next day I get up, I go to the boutique. I'm talking to my friend Ashley at the boutique. I'm telling her, bitch, I'm about to be homeless again. You know what she says to me? I said, well, friend, what? Lashondra owes me money from June. She says when her bishop came down, they stayed at the Airbnb upstairs above the boutique. And I haven't been paid. I get on the phone and I call Lashondra's bishop and I say, hey, my friend Ashley says her and her husband hasn't been paid from the Airbnb stay when y'all came down. She said, let me send you the screenshot. She hung the phone up and sent me the screenshot. They sent Lashondra that money June 26th. So if you sent the money June 26th, then why hasn't my friend Ashley been paid for the Airbnb stay? Every time I talk to somebody, she owes them money. My brother has been cash apping Lashondra his rent for the past 12 months because he lives on that property. I said, what, Morris? He said, yeah, for the past year. So y'all tell me, do y'all think that Lashondra is going to go to the ATM machine or anywhere and withdraw that money, get a money order, and run it through the system? Because she can't run it through as herself because she works there. But it's the fact that you're accepting federal money through your personal cash app. Lashondra hates Jayla. I found out she talked so bad about my child that it brought tears to my eyes. Telling her that she needs to grow up. She don't need to be asking me for money. My child. Meanwhile, your mom co-signed for your car and you're 46, 47. So y'all can think whatever y'all want to about me. I will be a villain. But when I say that I'm done, then I'm done. What I do know is that nobody knew who she was before me. You didn't have a passport before me. You ain't been flown out the country before me. I pay for that. Nobody knew who you was. You built a whole platform off of my back. So the bishop calls me back. Hey, Raeshanda, did you get the screenshot of the payment that I sent? I said, yes. She said, I wanted to talk to you about something. When you all were in Atlanta back in July after Essence, another bishop came up to me from LA and said, hey, Bishop, I see that Lashondra is now at your church. Just know that she stole money from our church in LA. Did she tell you that, Raeshanda? I said, no, she did not tell me that. The bishop in LA told the bishop in Baltimore that Lashondra took money from her church and to not have her give access to her money. The information that I have found out, honey, would you stay married to somebody you don't know? So I go to Fresh Fire, where we used to go to church. I go to Fresh Fire because we had our mental health awareness day. I'm supporting my friend. I go to the church. I talk to pastor after church to let him know what's going on. And he says to me, Ray, there has been 3 occasions where I had to talk to Lashondra about missing money. See, she didn't bet on me going back to Fresh Fire because she left Fresh Fire. We go to a taco place after church, and pastor said something to the effect of, She needs to stop this before she goes back to jail. Back to jail. When Lashondra been in jail? For fraud? When was somebody going to tell me? I believe with my whole heart that she sought me out, that she Googled me, that she found out who I was and what I was doing. And she inserted herself into my life. This was a whole scam. The whole marriage, everything. And I don't wish nothing but the worst for her. She needs to go to jail. She needs her ass beat and she needs to go to jail. Now, we have never had shared bank accounts. I never gave her access to my stuff because I got people that trust me with their stuff and she can't have access to that stuff. For 6 years, she was saying shit like, oh, we need to get a joint account together. We need to get a joint. No, you tell me what you need and I give you money. But you see, she went ahead and found her an apartment, right? Her mom probably co-signed for that too. But you have built a platform off my back and nobody knew you. You got 500,000 people following you and you going live every Tuesday and Thursday and people are cash apping you their money. You are a thief and a liar and a criminal and you need to be in jail.